All right, guys, it's week 2 of the Champions League. Let's take a quick overview of what happened this week. So let's start with Real Madrid Leipzig. What do we think? What are we thinking?
Who wants to go first?
Told you guys.
We missed Jude Bellingham pretty badly.
You didn't miss the ref though, for sure.
It was a correct call,
It
guys.
was not a correct call. It was not
I was in the room and seemed like after talking to the refs, we came to the conclusion that it was a good call.
After you slid him a 50 or what?
Nah,
I don't know.
I'm a Madrid fan. That was a bad call. That was a goal.
Did we not see
How was
Toni
it a
Kroos's
goal?
interview?
That was a goal. That was a goal.
Toni Kroos said it was a goal.
Pushes
It
the guy
was.
Looney from the back.
He did not
No,
push him,
no
bro.
way.
Nah, if you look at the picture, it looks like it, but pictures can be deceiving. Like, the play happened so fast, like, he did not interfere.
That's soft.
Completely different
100%
game.
foul.
2 minutes in.
Completely different game. But we kind of have to look past that because it is what it is.
But it's okay, my boy Diaz with the banger.
The usual.
Diaz put on a Messi costume and scored a banger.
He did.
And the defense put on a...
Pieced up a dude and just outside the box.
Lead defending was...
What a display by Tchouaméni and Lunin.
Our new starting center back?
Better than Araujo.
You're pushing it.
Probably the
Simons
best
had
center back in
him.
the world right now.
I don't know. Simons and Dani Olmo had him on his toes.
I do want to call out that foul, Danny Carvajal and Siemens.
I think a yellow would have been sufficient.
Easy yellow.
Red, nah, because he kind of like pulled his leg.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think. I mean, overall, I think the series is technically still open, but I think we can see
know
Real
what's gonna
Madrid.
happen.
They're gonna make it.
Oh, yeah.
Real Madrid
Oh, yeah.
win. Bellingham at home comes back. Rudy comes back. See a couple goals. Real Madrid on to the next phase of the Champions League.
Yeah. All right. So let's go on to City Copenhagen. What do you think? 3-1 City away. De Bruyne back in the Champions League. Goal.
We kind of knew that was going to happen. City's just too strong for that team.
I mean, yeah, it was. They dominated, I guess, but like
You weren't convinced.
it wasn't convinced. They got the third goal in the 92nd minute. Something?
Yeah. I mean, it's Champions League. Every team comes to play, but it's what you expect from City. Like a 3-1 win.
Yeah, I think it's only Copenhagen's second time this far to
Yeah.
the tournament. So yeah,
Yeah. Nothing out of the ordinary. It was a solid win by City.
What do you guys think? The tie's over?
Yeah, it's over. I mean,
Oh man, you can't count Copenhagen out.
Nah,
mean-
yeah, it's over.
you can't disrespect them, but what do you think about
Yeah.
like De Bruyne's return? Do you think that gives City like that much more of a chance to
It's a huge
Yeah.
boost.
We called it. We called it. He just adds a whole dynamic to the team that they were missing. So
Yeah, exactly. I agree, Billy.
he just keeps adding minutes onto his season after coming back from injury. So we haven't even seen peak De Bruyne yet. So
Speaking of the topic of City, though, I'm not looking at the lineup. I kind of have to ask this: is John Stones a top 3 center back in the world? No, right?
who else would we put up there?
I think if you put Stones in another team, no one really talks about him.
I
He's solid. He's solid.
Wasn't he pretty bad on City when he got there? Like he wasn't even a starter.
How much did they buy him for?
I don't know.
50?
It was a decent price. Because he had a lot of
Where did he
hype
come from
around
again?
him.
They bought him for 50. Yeah, from Everton.
I mean, that's the way the
2016.
market is now. That's a solid pickup.
I think back then though, that's kind of high. Because at that point,
It is, yeah,
yeah,
2016.
2016.
Yeah. I think he's a solid player. He did really good last year, too.
Top 3 though. Who else are
Stone
you
was
putting
playing
up?
more
That's
like
tough. That's a whole different
a makeshift
debate.
CDM.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's pretty limited technically. Like he's not. I feel like with the ball on his feet, he's kind of a liability. Honestly, he's not Rodri with the ball on his feet.
No, but I think he does his job well.
I guess.
Like, he's not fancy player, but he's
I
just a
feel
solid
like
player to have
if I
on your team.
were an opposing team, I'd kind of like try to exploit him. You know, like pressure him.
I kind of want to disagree with you.
I don't think
Chris,
he's that
that's,
bad.
Because, yeah, I was
that's
like,
the reason. I go for it.
if he was bad, I feel like teams would have exploited him already.
Yeah, there's a reason why Guardiola uses him as a makeshift CDM.
Yeah, I have to agree with Billy on that.
Yeah, I see that, but also City just has so many other players that I feel like it's kind of hard to, if you just pinpoint Stones, it's gonna bring them down. They have to bring down other things before they bring down Stones. So like, other players can cover up for him, whereas maybe like you said in another team, no one talks about him.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you move Van Dijk to any other team, and I think he pretty much changes that team.
I mean, look at same thing with Ake. Like, he's not that great of a defender, and he looks decent on City. I mean,
Yeah, they have a strong team, so
could be a similar thing with Stones.
yeah, it's just hard to say because he like does play very well, but like I said, I think he just does his job well. He just doesn't like stand out, so it'd be hard to say if he would excel at a different team.
Do you think it's just Man City's system? Kind of like Billy said. I don't know who said it. You play some elsewhere.
Yeah, it's too hard to say.
He's not performing.
Like, yeah, he's just not like what am I trying to say? Like a standout player. He just does his job well.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but yeah, I think this tie is over. 3-1 City. City probably take the second game too. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that same position that Stone's been playing, like that double pivot position, a player that's been questioned a lot recently is Kimmich on Bayern. He plays a similar position. He's been getting criticized a lot recently on Bayern, and I mean, it showed in the Lazio game. And they lost,
Yeah, you get a lot of hype.
Last week we were here, a few of us were saying that Bayern was gonna blow them out, and I don't know what happened. You guys seemed like you were pretty set on
They missed
that.
a bunch
Harry
of
Kane's
chances, though.
curse.
They missed a bunch of chances.
They
I
missed.
think if they put in like one of the early ones they had, it could have been a different game. I do think when they go back to the Allianz, Bayern puts on display and go through.
You think so?
I think so.
Even after like what Leverkusen exposed?
The league, I don't know. I hope Leverkusen takes it. Obviously, Bayern's going to keep pushing, but this is the Champions League, and like I said last week, Lazio isn't up to the par. I mean, yes, they got a nice win, but you go to the Allianz, it's completely different.
Yeah, they're
It's
too
still-
experienced. They'll turn it
it's
around.
still Bayern.
I mean, I can
They'll
see
turn it
that,
around.
but you gotta see like Lazio. It's not that they just got lucky; they actually like all around had a pretty solid performance. Like Bayern,
Oh no,
They
had
created
nothing to take
chances,
away
but-
from that.
I don't know. Lazio was solid all around. I feel like.
But yeah, Bayern at home, I think they just turn it around with all the experience. And plus all the heat that they're getting, they have to turn
Something's
it around
gonna turn
or
on.
people are going to leave. There's already rumors the manager's out,
Yeah, I mean,
so they
But-
got to come to play.
they got to. Just
Yeah.
like Real Sociedad's gonna have to go back home and see if they can turn their tie around.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought it was going to be a little closer.
Told you guys, it's not the same team from the beginning of the
You-
season.
You know what though? They actually played well though. The first half, they could have taken the lead, but I mean, the difference, like kind of like what we were saying last week, it was Mbappe. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this might be the Cinderella story of this Champions League season. So who knows? They might turn it around or not. But I hope they do. I hope they beat and knock out PSG, and then Mbappe finally says, "I'm coming to Madrid." But yeah, let's see what happens.
keep on dreaming.
Yeah, no, I think this one's over as well.
I
For them to stay in it, I think they needed to keep this one a little closer.
I mean, they're playing at home the second game, though.
I know, but
That's-
like Billy said, Mbappe, PSG, their team's stacked. I think again they're just more experienced, and I think they're just gonna seal the deal. It's too early for them to get knocked out.
I'm gonna disagree with you, Kyle, because experience, Mbappe's experience, but look at the rest of the team. I mean, they got Barcola, Zaire Emery.
Dembele.
They have, Dembele. I mean, he's playing the Champions League though,
Yeah,
But I mean, they have inexperienced players and Anoeta is one of the most dangerous stadiums to play in Spain. So it's not gonna be an easy environment.
no, yeah, I don't think it's gonna be easy, but they're up 2 goals. I just don't see Real Sociedad winning by 3 to advance through.
Yeah, I think Real Sociedad, they lack goal scoring ability. Like they play well as a unit, but they just can't score. If they could score, they, it would have been closer for sure.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of clean sheets in La Liga.
Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
solid defense.
Yeah. So it will be tough for PSG, but again, I just think a 2-goal lead is just too much for Real Sociedad. Like you said, they lack scoring. They got to beat PSG by 3.
I mean,
Man,
2 goes to extra time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I guess speaking about another team in Spain, now for next week's game, we can move on to our predictions and stuff. Inter takes on Atletico de Madrid.
I like Inter.
I think Inter takes it.
I think Inter too.
I like Inter.
First game's in Italy, San Siro.
Yeah, they're home too. The defending second place.
Yeah.
Brian,
Morata's also out for this first game.
Yeah.
Yep,
He has some contusion injury. So,
And Inter hasn't lost in 10 matches.
yeah, they have great form right now.
And Atletico is struggling.
Mm-hmm.
2 losses and a tie. And that tie was a 90th minute goal against Real Madrid.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a close. I think it's gonna be relatively boring game.
I think so
I think they're
too.
gonna be boring.
Low
Both of them are gonna
scoring
be
games.
boring games.
Yeah. They scored 1 goal in the last 3 games. Atletico
See
did.
like a 1-0 at Inter.
Yeah, I think 1-0
Yeah,
like
Inter is a
1-1
good.
at,
And then Inter, Onana's replacement, the goalie, Summer, he has 14 clean sheets this season. So I think if they play at home, Griezmann and Morata healthy, you have to put on a show.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Andy, question.
A ver.
Onana or Summer? As a Man U fan.
No, bro, come on. I mean, Onana hasn't been awful, bro. He's had his games, but in terms of clean sheets, I think I said this incorrectly like 2-3 weeks ago. I think he's second or third in the Prem with clean sheets. But I think the mistakes, they are highlighted because of how bad they are. Because they're just terrible.
Yeah, so he is some
they
bad
are
ones.
so stupid. Yeah, so I feel like that's the reason why they're always on, your Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But nah, this season I'll definitely give it to Summer for sure. 14 clean sheets is insane.
He's a very solid goalkeeper.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
He's very you can trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then up top, Lautaro and Thuram, they just picked them up this season. I feel like they're a good combo. Lautaro has 19 goals, 21 matches. I feel like he's solid, bro.
One thing I will say is Inter seems to be one team. I mean, with the exception of last season where they made it to the final, but that's a different story where I think they got very fortunate.
It could have
in the
been
bracket.
like 3-4 teams, yeah.
Inter is a different team in the Champions League than they are in the Serie A. If you look at Inter's group stage results, they couldn't beat Real Sociedad either game. And I don't know, they don't seem like the same team. And you're forgetting Atletico de Madrid is the only team to beat Real Madrid this season. Twice. So
I don't know. I feel like Inter is one of those teams where, like, all right, well, you're focused on teams like Bayern, PSG, Real Madrid, Man City, but then you're forgetting Inter are runner-ups of the Champions League
Yeah.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they got weaker. Yes, they got rid of Onana and Dzeko, but they brought in Summer,
Mhm.
Pavard, Thuram. Like, I don't think we should underestimate this Inter team.
there's one key player we're not talking about here. And he's quote unquote one of the best players in the world, Antoine Griezmann. We're forgetting about him.
I don't know.
Can he make a difference?
I don't think he's gonna show up.
I feel like Alvaro Morata offers that freedom to Griezmann,
Mm-hmm.
like that man in the box that allows Griezmann to basically be like work off him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And without that, I don't think the tie gives the same thing.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
anything, we'd seen something in the second leg. The first leg, definitely Inter 1-0.
Yeah. Like we talked about earlier, I think it's gonna be close, boring game. I don't think one team's gonna dominate the other, but I think Inter will just come out on top. Especially being
it
at
could-
home.
it could go either way.
And Atletico has just been playing bad the last couple of weeks. They gotta figure it out. And Morata's out.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess polar opposite of a, boring matchup, low scoring. We got PSV and Dortmund, two firecracker teams that I feel like
it's a
that
really
one's
good
gonna
match.
show
I
us
think
some
it'd be
goals.
exciting.
It's a really good match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think. What do you think, Billy? Who takes this one?
I want to say Dortmund, man. I mean, you gotta give them props. They came out of the group of death.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Milan, Newcastle, PSG.
They've added Sancho.
That too. I think it's gonna be an exciting game as
Yeah.
well.
And they had two huge away wins in the group stage. They had one against Newcastle and then another one against AC Milan. So, but PSV on the other hand, 21 games unbeaten in Eredivisie. They are in great form right now.
Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be a close one, 3-2. 3-2, because Dortmund's been scoring a lot of goals lately, and then PSV's just been in form. They are home, which gives them a slight advantage, but yeah, I think Dortmund's just gonna overpower them, beating them 3-2.
Yeah, I think just like man for man on paper, Dortmund's just more.
Dortmund's gonna-
They've got more firepower for sure.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be an exciting game to watch.
Yeah, I'll probably pay more attention to the away, at Dortmund Stadium.
Yeah.
Better game. Yeah. Take it.
Yeah, I mean, another game we've got here is the Porto Arsenal one. I feel like, Arsenal, they're a really offensive team. Porto, they've got a few interesting players on their squad.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a good tie.
Honestly, this is a huge chance for Arteta, Arsenal, to really show up and be like, hey, we're gonna make a statement. We belong top 4 in the Premier, and we're gonna make a good run in Champions. But to be honest, I don't think they're gonna make that statement. I think they're gonna lose 1-0 or a tie first game, and then I don't know. I could still see Arsenal going through, but it's not gonna be a convincing win by any means.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they'll make
You
it
guys
past
forget-
the quarterfinal or to the quarterfinals the first time in God knows who since like 2010. But yeah, it's not gonna be convincing.
I don't know. The last couple of weeks, Arsenal's been hot. They've been hot. Big win against Liverpool, and they just won 6-0 this past weekend.
Yeah,
That's what we said last-
think they're gonna make.
but
I personally think the
Yeah.
EPL team's gonna come out and they're gonna make a statement
They-
because there is talks about
Mhm.
them struggling, and I think they do pull it off.
that 6-0 win was like convincing coming right off of it. But then they have little games where they played West Ham at home where they lost 2-0, 3-0. So that's why I see the first game being one of Arsenal's mistake games where they kind of like have those mess ups and they can't score, they can't finish. So
And they
yeah, the
kinda
second
did
game,
themselves a hole in
Right,
the beginning.
right.
Yeah.
for that second game they'll perform. But yeah,
No,
nothing crazy.
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying, but I would like to see Arsenal make a statement here and have a solid at least 2-0 win, clean sheet, and show everybody that they belong.
One thing, like Billy and I know we've mentioned it a few times, is like it's gonna be crucial. The first game is gonna be crucial for me in this scenario because Billy and I have talked about how I feel like teams when they go to the Emirates, they're not like, oh, it's a scary stadium to play. It's kind of like it's just the Emirates. You're not going to Anfield. You're not going to Signal Iduna, like one of those stadiums where the atmosphere weighs on the visiting team.
Intimidating, yeah.
And so I think if Porto can pull off a small advantage, even it's gonna put a lot of pressure on Arsenal.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree.
It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people are expecting.
I think so too.
And that's why I'm saying I would like to see Arsenal make a statement here. Away.
It's the perfect stage to do so. It's the perfect stage to
I
do
think it's
so.
gonna be 2-0 Arsenal.
First leg or
First leg, yeah.
okay.
I think they're
You
gonna
think
come out
Arsenal
strong.
seals it out too, or
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know. I might go for the first upset this
There we go. We like that.
I can honestly see
yeah.
Porto going through. Mm-hmm.
If you don't, last year Arsenal played in the Europa League
Mm-hmm.
and they got knocked out by another Portuguese team.
Yeah.
And in the Premier League, they were favorites too. I mean,
Then they were first in
Mhm.
the Prem. They were playing pretty good. I mean, obviously you had a whole different dynamic by adding Declan Rice, but I don't know. Like you guys are saying, if Porto manages to get a fair result in the first leg and then park the bus at Emirates, who knows? We might be the first upset.
Yeah, we got to see if Arsenal's the same team in the Premier League as they are in the Champions League.
Big difference.
Yeah, and I feel like now with like we were just saying with Declan Rice, I feel like Billy was just saying they lost in the Europa League. if they win like this tie this year, is that going to show like he gave them that jump to the next level, or like he could prove to be that player who took them to the next level? But I guess I don't know. We'll find out next week.
Yeah, he's got to step up too.
Yep.
Yeah, but like speaking of like teams performing one way in the league and a different way in the Champions League, we've got Barcelona who have been atrocious in the league recently. But can they turn it around against Napoli in the Champions League?
Who's been atrocious themselves in
Serie A, yeah.
But we can't forget Barca won their group in the group stage. So that could weigh in. They have a positive inertia there, but I mean their league their league results have just been very questionable.
I don't know. I feel like since both Barcelona and Napoli are not doing that well within their domestic leagues, they might just say, hey, this is the only thing we have to focus on. Let's just give it our all.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think they're going to both go all out. It might be an exciting game to watch.
I think so, too.
Honestly, I can see this being a 1-1 draw. I don't see one team dominating the other.
Game?
Yep, I can see it being a draw.
I kind of agree with you. I kind of see a nice hot out game, this first one, but then the away leg, Barca's been atrocious in their home stadium.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like maybe a Napoli 1-0 win, and then like a 3-3 draw. The second one, the away, and then I want to say Napoli go through.
Yeah, I mean that's very, very possible outcome.
I could see this going either way, to be honest.
Same. This one was tough for me to pick.
I think I have a feeling that Lamine Yamal is going to be a key player in this tie.
Big game for him too.
Step up.
Yeah. Barca, we also got to remember they haven't lost away this season. So they're a decent away team. I mean, they've tied a lot of those games.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking is, I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be 1-1, and that Barca youngster, this is a big game for him, and he can really make a statement for himself.
Yeah, we're going to see. I think this Barca, it's going to be interesting to see what face they show. Are they going to show the one we've been seeing in the past few games, or are they going to show the Barca that looked really well against like Atletico, for example?
And I would like to see them rally for Xavi too.
Yeah.
After everything that happened this season.
He's out anyway.
Yeah, I know, but show a little fire for your manager and old Barca legend.
Osimhen is back too. Don't forget that.
That too.
Man. He's only had 13 matches this season, but 9 goal contributions, 7 goals, 2 assists. So I don't know. He might turn up for this game, but we'll see.
But on the contrary, you have Huicha, who's been a shadow of what he was last season. So I mean,
what happened to them? They won the Scudetto last year, right?
They did, yeah. And what, quarter final of the Champions League?
Yeah, they lost to Milan.
What happened?
They choked it.
Coach.
And then they lost that center back that went to Bayern.
Kim Jin-May.
And now they're really hurting in Serie A. So this is a big statement game for them too. Yeah. Because they're struggling in their own league. So they got to go all out in the Champions League because it's looking like they're not going to make it next year.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a tie. Like it's definitely I don't really think there's a favorite here.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is the only tie that we see this week.
I think this is I'd say out of all of these 4 ties we've talked about today, that this one's probably the one where like it's most even. I'd say.
Yeah. Still very up in the air.
Because the other ones we were kind of saying like it could go either way, but it's like Arsenal's favorite or Dortmund's favorite. So like it's. It could go either way for those ones, but this one's kind of like you don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen. So it's gonna be interesting to see that.
Hey Christian.
Yeah.
If Barca get knocked out, how does that leave Barca fans? Like how do you look at Xavi's tenure at the club? I mean, I don't think winning the league, but
is it another ex-player turned manager, failure? I feel like we've seen plenty of those. Would you count it as that?
Last year.
Yeah. So if you look to make a comparison, it's a different situation. But if you look at Arteta, for example, he hasn't really won any. What he won an FA Cup with Arsenal. I think the Spanish league has more value than the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So to say Arteta is a success, but Xavi's a failure, I don't know.
Arsenal was like 6th, 7th, 8th. They were finishing not even qualifying for Europa, for Champions, and he brought them now to consistently qualifying for Champions now, and then being in the talks of the top Premier League team.
If that shows you, like before Xavi, like where were they with Coleman? They weren't, or Kikis at the end. They were not. They weren't winning leagues, So he won them a league. So this season kind of like brings the negative, makes it a little more negative. So I'd say it balances out to. You can't really qualify as successful or a failure.
Right.
And I still have a feeling that he's going to be back in the future when he evolves more. I think he can go get more prepared and he'll be back.
Yeah, this was his first job. And like, I think too many people look at the now versus the overall.
Where does he go after this?
That's a good question. I don't know. Does he take a break for a few years? Does he go to another like lower level team?
Or an assistant? Pull in Arteta, study under somebody.
Study under
Do what he did, like Zidane did.
Go to a city with Pep. I don't know. There's a lot of. That's a good question, honestly. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if or who they bring in as coach next season and stuff. We'll see.
Who they bring in.
I would like to see him succeed too, just like Xavi Alonso. It's always fun to see like old legends now coaching, seeing what they can do.
You see some people just switching over because I think Xabi Alonso might move on from Leverkusen.
Yeah, it's
what if that job
heavy
opens
rumor.
up? Who knows? I think Xabi takes it if they offer it to him.
at Leverkusen.
It's very
Good spot to
different
go.
though. Do you feel like that's his world?
I don't see him there. I personally don't see him there. I feel like it's if
You only see him at like 3 clubs then.
What about Roma?
City and Barca.
Roma needs a manager.
I could see Xavi going to a team like Sevilla or something.
So La Liga only? You think he's just hard set in Spain?
No, because I mean he's coached and we're in Qatar. I think he could go
like
to
top 5 leagues.
Yeah, but he could be somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know where. Honestly.
What do you think about Roma? Because Mourinho's leaving.
I mean,
Serie A be a good place to learn and grow for sure.
Roma could be an option, but I don't know. I don't know. It also depends on him. Does he want what kind of a project is he looking for?
Yeah.
Does he want a
winning project? Unlike Barca.
Better than a robbing project, I guess.
Barcelona.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, I think this summer there's gonna be some moves for sure. Obviously, Mbappe.
You better be going to Madrid.
Hopefully not. Hopefully he has like a big plot twist.
I can't handle another heartbreak from him.
Where else would he go though? That's what I'm saying. I just don't
see him anywhere
That's
else.
what I'm saying. The Arsenal comment, trying to follow
people saying
steps.
EPL.
I just don't see it. Arsenal, this is not that team.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be interesting to see him
It'd
there.
be cool,
yeah.
but
I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Right. That's more like a FIFA career mode move.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the more the Mbappe saga goes on, the more it makes both sides look worse. Like it makes
it does
Real
look
Madrid
really
look
bad at Real
desperate,
Madrid.
and Mbappe just looks like a money grabber. I don't know. So it's
working out for the man.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with that. I mean, you also got like you said, the Liverpool coaching seats open for next season.
Yeah, I thought the last thing I saw, Xavi Alonso was linked to that. So I'd like to see him in the EPL, see how he does.
Yeah, but I mean, so what do you guys think? So we're going with Inter versus Atleti. Who are we staying with?
Inter.
Overall?
Yeah, Inter.
Overall, Inter. Okay.
Like both ways, or are we just talking this one?
We're talking both legs, like
Both
the whole
legs?
time.
Mhm. I'd say Inter. The first game matters a lot, and Inter's going to take it, and Atletico really have to perform for the second one, and I just don't see him doing it.
Yeah.
So I take Inter.
What about PSV versus Dortmund?
Dortmund.
Yeah, I think Dortmund overall.
Yeah.
Porto
They're
Arsenal.
killing in the Eredivisie. Porto Arsenal.
I'll pull in upset right now. I don't believe in Arsenal making that statement. Porto has more experience in the Champions League. At least
So
at this
that-
stage.
One Porto. What do you got?
No, I think Arsenal. They need to make a statement here. I think
Arsenal.
they
Yeah.
pull through. Yeah.
Mhm.
Billy.
I've seen a lot of disrespect from Arsenal fans saying they're better than Madrid. So I think Porto's
Wow.
gonna win, but I say Arsenal go through and then they play Madrid in the next round, and we just
Chase
trash
them
them.
up.
What do you got a script or something? Like, you know what's going on?
Florentino called me earlier, so
Oh my god. It doesn't really matter who Madrid plays. They'll have the 12th player, and then lose to
12,
City in the
11.
end.
we're talking about the eventual
Innocent
champion.
until proven guilty. What's Barcelona doing? Oh yeah, they're in court for cheating.
Actually, it just got proven that.
You saw the gears in his head. What did you say?
I
just had to do it.
I'm gonna pop this picture up on the screen for all of you to see.
This picture right here. You'll see. Anyway, so you said Porto then?
Porto, I say Porto.
Damn it! I think Arsenal. So that's 2-2.
I think Arsenal's gonna win, but
You think Arsenal? Okay,
Arsenal.
we'll go
Overall,
Arsenal.
yeah.
We'll go
I could
Arsenal.
also see another, but we'll go with Arsenal.
We'll go Arsenal. And Napoli, Barca. I'll go Barca. obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I
I
think
think
Barca.
Barca's just
Alright.
they're just overall better team.
Napoli.
But I'd like to see Napoli hold their own here.
They're just a better team, bro.
Napoli? No way, bro.
They're ninth in Serie A.
They Serie A is better than Barcelona.
If they're better than Barca, they're better than Real.
I get 10 points clear off the top.
Christian, Google it.
Hey, Barca was up 15 last season.
Last season.
I know.
Typical Barca talking about the past.
Real Madrid lives off their past.
Not this season.
Past robberies. Anyway, it's only up from here, boys. Next video, stay tuned. It's gonna be an interesting one. You're not gonna be expecting it. It's gonna be a lot of controversy. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.